Show it is Soccer Africa. I'm your jersey number 10, Thomas and Mlambo, on a day where we celebrate the fact that Africa has 10 places at the FIFA World Cup. We have maximized. They gave us 9.5, and that half we turned into 10. The DRC are in, and we will be crossing over to Jeff Katala, who is in the DRC, to get a sense of what they are feeling coming back to the FIFA World Cup for the first time in 52 years. That's how long it's been for the Leopards. That is going to be a big feature on the show, so stay with us. What else have we got for you on the program? Well, we'll talk a little bit about Senegal. They're never going to go out of the news, and you know what's happening. Senegal, Morocco, reloaded in the boardroom. It's all happening, and what has just taken place was that Senegal had a parade of the trophy. You've got the visuals. We'll take you to what took place as they walked around, and you get a glimpse of the new jersey with the 2 stars on it. It's a movie that's happening as far as the Senegalese are concerned. Later on in the show, we will then take you to the decisions that have been taking place at CAF, a new Secretary General being put into place in a interim basis after Veron has stepped aside out of that position. We'll find out from the wise men as well as the wise queen why. And then Mamadou Gueye stands by for us because he's been close to the Senegalese team and was, in fact, we have a picture of him with the trophy. I need to find out a little bit more about what he saw and what took place. You guys are already laughing. He sent us a picture standing right next to the trophy.
He's joined the winning team. He joined the winning. He's finally being influenced.
So let's not waste time. Let's get straight to the picture. Right?
Yeah.
Let's go straight to the
Join
picture.
the winning team.
Mamadou Gueye, let's look at you because Mamadou, we need you to tell us what's written on the trophy. We've got that picture of you with the Africa Cup of Nations trophy.
Yay! Whose name is there, Mamadou?
Hey, Mamadou, you are that close to the trophy. Is there any name written on the bottom there? Can you tell?
Yeah, it's written Senegal.
Hey! Okay. Game over. Okay. Case closed.
Case closed.
Game over.
No, but okay. But on a serious note, is it really? Is it engraved Senegal? Like for real, for real?
For real, for real.
Ah.
Not only it's engraved Senegal, but as you know that Senegal received already their check that goes with the trophy. And already they are enjoying it.
Mamadou, I'm coming to you later on in the show. Thank you for the picture that you sent us. We had to start out by talking about it. Jeff Katala, how are you, Jeff? Well done, Monsieur Jeff Katala. You are back at the big table of world football.
I'm very fine, number 10. What a joyful moment. We've never experienced this. It is my first time actually to lead this. You know, it was crazy on Wednesday early in the morning, and it was raining. Everybody, we took our road to go to the presidential compound, but the security guard were there. They didn't want us to come in, and the president came out to meet with us. So yesterday it was a paid-off day. And, you know, the feast, the party is still continuing. Everybody's talking about it. It's a maiden story for the DRC after almost 6 decades.
We're looking at some of the moments here of what took place, beating Jamaica by 1-0. Axel Twanzebe with the goal that separated the two sides. The Jamaicans made the match interesting, but not even VAR could keep the DRC out of the tournament. There's the corner kick in the 100th minute of extra time, and it was the kick that came from Brian Sipenga. Axel Twanzebe. It's not a great goal. It's not a great goal, Jeff. You know, it's not the goal that will be remembered for its beauty, spectacular, you know, but it counts.
Yeah, but Thomas, you have to understand that no matter how DRC, because in the first half they didn't play very well. But we could see that the stress was on them. The weight of the whole of the country, the population, everybody was counting on them. So it wasn't easy for them. No matter the goal, no matter how the goal was scored, but for us, it will be a very memorable goal. It will be the souvenir that we will share throughout the generation.
And yesterday, public holiday. I mean, when the week started, it was just a normal Wednesday yesterday. and then suddenly it's a public holiday.
Right. We were fimboing everybody. We were beating Fimbo the whole night. Yesterday, you can go to the, yes, all the Shabins were full. And even the nightclub that opened most of the time over the weekend, they were allowed to open yesterday. So it was crazy. And as I'm telling you, and now, even when now, I couldn't reach my hotel room on time just because of the crazy bottleneck. The traffic was heavy. Everybody, they are still hooting up to now. It is crazy. I don't know how many people, if people did go to work today, because it is party after party, and it will Kenyans still waiting for the team to come. They will probably come tomorrow evening, and we will be flocking to the airport to welcome the ambassadors, the police heroes.
Right, so Jeff Katala is in the DRC right now, so we do apologize for the fact that the line isn't the absolute best, but you can get a sense of what it feels like. TK, 110 million people in the DRC have waited 52 years to have this moment take place for them. You will remember the last time.
Yes.
The Rumble in the Jungle.
Yeah,
Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Kinshasa. That was 1974.
Correct. That was
when Zaire qualified for the last time, and that was what is now the DRC.
Absolutely, and it was a disastrous outing for them. A baptism of fire at that World Cup. I think they lost the first game 2-0.
Scotland.
And the second game, they lost 9-0
Yugoslavia.
Against Yugoslavia. And the third game, I think, was in Brazil. I think they lost 3-0.
Yeah, so goal difference at the World Cup right now. They've got work to do, but they're back, TK. They're back.
I think the main thing is that they are back. And when you look at the way they played during the qualifiers, beating both Cameroon and Nigeria in particular, I think they were the better team. They were the better team. They played so well. You could see that they were the hungrier of the two so-called big teams. And yeah, I'm very happy that and Gattuso is probably eating his words. He's probably eating his words, Gattuso.
I heard that the chanting around the DRC is, "We want Ronaldo. We want Ronaldo." Well,
there you go.
Ronaldo is now there to be had.
Yeah.
Careful what you wish for, Thomas. And I mean, look at that. Yes, historic, truly historic. Overall, 10 African nations. I think Africa should be
very proud
and happy.
Your guys in Europe are complaining.
Yeah, that was coming to that. While we're celebrating, others are crying.
What are they crying about?
Some countries, they won the World Cup 4 times. They think they have an entitlement. They don't want to go through the process and play, win the game on the field.
Gennaro Gattuso went on to say Africa does not deserve to have so many teams. They did not qualify. They are not going, and they will be watching the big boys competing in the US.
Thomas, the Italian FA president yesterday resigned.
Yes.
Assistant coach, the great Gianluigi Buffon, retired. So there's a crisis in Italian football, but it's been coming. You know that.
Does he not have a point, though? Is there not a point that he's making that's saying that, Africa went from 5 places to 10 places, double the number of places?
Thomas, UEFA has 55 members. UEFA has 55 members. They've got 16 sports. So what are they crying about?
They're crying about the fact that they're saying that European football is the toughest, the best leagues, the best clubs, the best everything is in Europe.
There's 5 leagues. 5 leagues that are tough.
Wow.
Now they want to go, but that's why it's called the World Cup. Give everyone a fair chance. So look at a team like Sweden. In the group stages, they didn't even win a game. They only had 2 points, and they lost 4. And now they come through the qualifiers, and they get through the World Cup.
I would understand if Gattuso has qualified Italy for the World Cup, for him to say we don't deserve 10 slots.
He's saying it's hard to get in because of the situation like now. It's tough to get in.
So what? You must get a free pass. You must take whose place? Africa must give you a place, or who? No, you must do your work on the field.
Yeah.
But, hey, Italy again.
The 3rd successive time that they have failed to qualify. I think Italy is the last country to tell us that Africa, we don't deserve we don't deserve 10 spots.
Okay, sorry, Italy, you're not going to make it. We're showing you some visuals there. Let's get back to the DRC. And what I want to touch on with you, Jeff and Mamadou, why, as we celebrate the DRC having made it, why has it taken 52 years for a country which is the largest in size on the African continent, that has a football heritage, that has had clubs like TP Mazembe, Elwa Lupopo, and the names are endless in terms of how much football is in the DRC. Why has it been that the DRC has struggled to qualify for FIFA World Cup since 1974?
Yes, definitely. Thomas, you pointed it so rightly. And there are many reasons. But we have to point out the foremost reason is that there were no proper management in trying to grow our football, to develop our football, to modernize our football. And most of the time, every time that I'm here, I'm giving them the example of South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and we've struggled a lot, and there were no proper management. Everyone who was coming on board wanted a quick fix. A quick fix is, I'm appointing a coach today. Tomorrow I want to qualify for the World Cup. But sometimes you have to try and prepare in the longevity, in the long term, to start getting results. And for this time around, fortunately, we had a president who was fully involved in the qualifying stage, even for friendlies. He's the one who's paying, he's the one who's settling all the flights for the national team, and who's the one who's paying them some bonuses as well. So he was much involved, and that's why we come into the results we had today. And it is one of the reasons we want to change the whole establishment at PECOFA, at our FA, to try to have something very new that can instill digitalization, modernizing, development, and growing.
Jeff, thank you very much for making the attempt to be with us. We've enjoyed hearing your perspectives out of the DRC, and continue with the celebrations. It's been
but Thomas, you have to understand that we are the only country in Africa to have played, and I have qualified, to have played the 13 games. No one else played the 13 games. So we also the first to play intercontinental playoff. So which means that we have put so much in this qualification. It was an easy campaign, but we're very happy that we finally, thank God.
Jeff, thank you for showing us that the back door is also a door.
Nice one.
You are shady. No, he wants to tell us he's played 13 games like it's a compliment. You had to struggle because it was not done early on. Wise Queen.
Yes.
I mean, the emotions are there. You can feel them.
Listen, I'm excited. Since DRC won, I've got so many friends from the DRC. And for us in Zambia, it's next door for us. We've been listening to Rumba and dancing like we are from there, because it's been such a historic moment. And I'm very proud of the DRC team. They deserved it, and I hope that they go and do wonders at the World Cup. Yeah.
Let's take a look quickly at who's going to be making it to the World Cup. If you're not sure, let's remind you of DRC. They made it through by virtue of the intercontinental playoffs, beating Jamaica by 1-0. History made for the people of the DRC. Now, this is what's going to be happening as far as the opening match days when it comes to the friendlies that we have just taken place preparing. And these are the matches of the nations from Africa that are on the way to the World Cup. So here's what match day 1 looked like. Cape Verde, they won't be happy with that one. Ghana will be very unhappy because they fired their coach. South Africa draw in that first match day. Algeria showing the way there, 7-0. Then we've got Cote d'Ivoire again. Mamadou, Cote d'Ivoire hitting Korea Republic. Is Korea Republic South Korea or
North? Yes, no, South Korea.
Yeah?
South Korea.
That's the serious Korea.
Yeah.
The one in our group.
Yeah, Mamadou.
We have teams, African teams, that can take on any team in the world. Bring Brazil, bring France, bring Argentina. We have the players to take them on. But I am begging. Even DRC, they are the masters of celebration in AFCON. Therefore, they don't reach the final. Let this time around, our 10 representatives be very serious, extremely serious, high discipline. That's what I am telling the Senegalese. I told them, I remember in 2002, when you beat France in the opening game, World Cup, during the quarterfinal, you were celebrating in Osaka until 3 a.m. in the morning. How do you win a game the next day?
I'm looking at
Our people must be serious.
I'm looking at Matchday.
Let's leave this entertainment back home. Let's not put our credit card in the reception. Book anybody. Then believe me, we will have 4 African countries in the semi-final. We are better than them. Look at it in Europe. The top players in all the leagues are African. But our problem, and let me tell you one thing. When I arrived in Japan, people were telling me, I know it's a family show, but you African, you are powerful, very powerful in a certain field. Which field? And this is our reputation. We must stay away from it and know that a lot is at stake. No enjoyment. Focus, focus. And believe me, we will have 4 countries in the semi-final. I saw Senegal playing here. Big, tough monsters. Technically fit. They have everything. But what is lacking? The discipline.
What lacking? Those are the African champions. Leave us alone. Mamadou Gueye, let's move on.
Discipline.
We're coming back. We're coming back. I hear your passion. And that was the game that Mamadou would have seen was against Gambia, where the African champions Senegal played that in their second match day. So that's the match that Mamadou saw, the big, tough monsters that can go on and make their way through. He sees it to the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup, which will be live on your World of Champions. I'm absolutely certain of that. But that news is on the horizon, so stay with us for the latest when it comes to that. However, now let's talk Ghana, because TK.
Yeah.
The World Cup was 72 days away when Ghana dropped a bombshell.
And they fired their coach.
Huh?
Absolutely. Otto Addo, I think Ghana has not been happy by the fact that I think they lost 5-1 to Austria.
Then 2-1
they
to
lost
Germany.
2-1 to Germany. And one is not too sure if they are panicking or they are already seeing disaster at the World Cup. And then they've just decided to get rid of Otto Addo. I spoke to a couple of guys in Ghana, and they say to me, Otto appears to have lost the dressing room, and Ghana is not playing the type of football that is convincing them that they will compete at the World Cup. And so they decided to take a gamble and get rid of him. And I believe there's more than 60 coaches that have already applied for the job. And among them, I'm told that Havrena is one of the coaches they are talking to.
I mean, who wouldn't apply for a team that's already in the World Cup, right? The job is done.
Everyone knows.
Like, there's nothing left to do but just to say, guys, let's go and play at the World Cup. But it is a big story. Otto Addo having been shown the door, 4 defeats in a row. This is essentially what we're looking at in terms of why the firing has taken place. Is it as simple as that? Is it as simple as the result against Korea, Japan, against Austria, and against Germany? Those 4 defeats that have seen Otto Addo being shown the door for the Black Stars. Well, let's find out from Tahiru Fentuo, lead editor at Joy Sports Ghana, who joins us on the show. Fentuo, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm very happy to be here. How are you guys?
Very
Well,
well,
Amen.
Fentua, how is it?
We're well but concerned because Africa is one team of 10 nations going to the World Cup. And one of our nations has fired their coach with just essentially days to go to the World Cup. What's happening? What's happening there in Ghana?
Yeah, very dramatic last few days. I followed the team to Austria. I was with them in Stuttgart as well. I can tell you, Thomas, that the decision to fire Otuado was made after the Austria defeat. And if you wonder what the result was against Germany, he was always going to be fired. And the reason is very simple. I think there are many that believe that Otuado should have been fired and he failed to qualify Ghana for the African Cup of Nations in 2025. That was deemed a cardinal sin. And in that period, Otto had some of the worst records any Ghana coaches ever had. He lost the first game at the Babaya Sports Stadium since the year 2000. He lost the first game at the Accra Sports Stadium since the year 2008. Failed to beat Niger over 2x. Failed to beat Sudan over 2x. Didn't win a single game over the AFCON qualifiers from 6 games. So many that thought he could be fired. Well, he was kept on, and Ghana qualified and qualified in Qatar. But anyone that watched the World Cup qualifiers, you would have come to the conclusion that while Ghana was amassing the victory, the football was improving, and every time they came up against superior opposition, Ghana just didn't compete. And in Odo's time in charge, he's lost more matches than he's won with the Black Star. In 23 games since he came back, he's won 8 plus 9 of those matches. That's a win rate of 36%. That's the lowest of any Ghana coach since the year 2000.
He qualified for the World Cup.
He did, but it was not a spectacular qualifying.
Does it matter? Does it matter? Does qualifying have to be spectacular?
Yes, he did qualify, but then there was no belief among many people that he was going to do well at the World Cup itself.
Who has the solution then? I mean, if Otto Addo qualifies you 72 days to go to the World Cup, now the Ghana Association says, no, we're getting rid of him. Who's this magic guy that's going to come in and suddenly make things better?
I think it's a simple case of cutting your losses and really just determining what can work for you at the moment. I think what the FA is looking for is somebody that could do a stopgap job. I can tell you that Kwesi Appiah has been suggested to the Ghana Football Association. Obviously, he doesn't have a great working relationship with the current FA administration because they fired him when they came into power in 2019. So there is some sort of fractious relationship there. But there are many that believe that because of the nature and the proximity to the competition, they need a coach that knows the environment that can get the best out of the players. Hence, the reason Kwesi Appiah has been suggested. It's obviously also the dream choice of David Renard, who was left with the Ghana job for some time. He captured Ghana in 2008 during the AFCON. However, he also has his own situation going on with Saudi Arabia, so that looks very unlikely. Before we came on, there's been massive suggestion about Joachim Low being approached. He's no longer coach of Germany. And what I can tell you for sure is that the FA is looking for someone that can do a stopgap job for the World Cup and during the World Cup period. And then they can look at long-term solutions after that.
I don't understand it. And I'm coming back to you, Fontua, but why go for a stopgap when you had, unless the issue is the coach and the relationship with the players? Is that a sense that we're getting, that the relationship between the coach and the players is broken down?
Yeah, but this also shows you there's bigger structural problems, because if you look at we had the graphic of the coaches, there's been 5 coaching changes in the last 7 years in Ghana. So it shows obviously there's structural problems. And it's like there's a disease, but we look at the symptoms. We always plug in the gap. We're not looking at the full picture.
Quality players, why are those quality players not showing it on the field? Semenyo is unbelievable for Man City. Mohamed Kudus, we know the quality he has. Ayew, the list is endless.
Yes.
And yet on the field, the players themselves can't turn that into victory. Fentua, Was there a problem between Otto Addo and the players?
Well, even before Otto came, two different coaches took them to two different AFCON. They didn't win a single game. So AFCON 2021 in Cameroon, they didn't win a single game. That was under Marawa. Then Chris Hughes came and took them to Cote d'Ivoire. They didn't win a single game there. Then Otto came, and in AFCON qualifying, didn't win a single game. So the issue with the Black Stars, and I think that you guys are absolutely spot on when you say just sacking the coaches is masking the issue. One of the reasons players can't perform as a unit, even though their quality on an individual level is there. Through our history, some of Ghana's best national teams, and even the most recently successful ones, like from 2010 the way up until like 2015, the one that made AFCON finals, a lot of it been built on the successful promotion and integration of youth players from Ghana's under 20s and the 23s into the national team. So at any given time, you always had quite a number, at least 5, 6 core members of the Black Stars team who came from the youth teams, who have played together, have been teammates for perhaps 10 years in the making. So the chemistry is there, the unity is there. The problem here, Thomas, is that the current Black Stars team, I can tell you that only one of them has ever played for Ghana's youth team, and that is Mohamed Kudus, who was part of the 2017 under-17 team. The rest of them have been picked from all around the world, expected to come together and suddenly be successful.
Wow, that's life. That's life now.
This integration.
That's life now, Pinto. I mean, if you take the DRC side, only 8 of the 26 in the current squad were born in the DRC, and of that 8, they were essentially grew up somewhere else.
The same as Cape Verde.
So, I mean, you're complaining about something that's now life on the African continent.
Yeah, but you also have to look at what the cultural situation is when it comes to the Black Stars team. So you have a situation where a lot of these players come together, and then you have a system where a lot of the time, the Ghana Football Association has gone beyond themselves to try and bring these players to come and play for the national team. When you look at the other countries, what I have found out and discovered is that a lot of them actually are more than willing to always come and play for those countries. If you look at our situation, a lot of the players, we have to go over and beyond for them. So before they come to the national team, there is already a feeling of entitlement. Even there have been players born in Ghana who have gone on to be successful, like Mohamed Salih, and yet it took 3 years for the FA to convince him to come and play for the national team. When you follow players and you chase them for that long, and you basically work to them to come and play for the national team, they feel like you owe them a certain duty. And their number one priority isn't always the national team. I get the examples you gave about the other national teams, but these are players that feel a certain pride in wanting to represent those countries. In Ghana's situation, we've had problems where the FA and pretty much government officials have had to get involved. We are currently dealing with the situation of Haxon Odoi and Eddie Nketiah, and the FA president coming out to say that they've rejected them in the past, so as a result, they wouldn't call them. One of them, in fact, they had to get the president involved to beg them to switch nationality to play for the country. I don't think the examples you gave have presidents of those countries begging these players to come and play for their national teams.
That is a big problem, Pintua. I want to hear what Mamadou has to say, because Mamadou, Ghana at the World Cup, opening game, Panama. Then they play England. Then they wrap things up against Croatia in the group. And if I'm listening to Pontua correctly here, his players, they're just not playing with pride.
No, I think that where the coach Otto missed the point was, you like it or not, you are more German than Ghana, the coach. He grown up in Ghana, he was brewed in Ghana. Now, when you come to Africa, first of all, you must always have a give and take action with the legend of the category of Asamoah Gyan. All the time, consult them. talk to them. You don't come and do your own thing. When it's tough, you run to them. And when you come in also, in the national team, they are general you don't touch. Like Andrew Ayew. He is a son of Abedi Pele. And these are the guys. He was talking players who went through the rank. Jordan went through the rank. Andrew went through the rank. And these people were raised in football. Today they are the symbol. You come into the national team and you want to put somebody like Andrew Ayew on the side. This is the man who can lead, who can inspire the team at all the time.
Over 100
Not
caps
put players
already.
like that on the side. Now you are surprised that no player is listening to them. These one, they are very, very influential and well respected by other players and most Ghanaians for what they are. And when you come in, you must take all that into consideration. Otherwise, you will think that you are leading a team, no one is playing for you, you cannot control the dressing room. Yes, that is the situation.
Mamadou.
That's why it's important. Whoever comes in must really have experience in African football, understand the African culture, and accordingly bring the players together. You will definitely see a different Ghana. Those players are great players, top players, but when you lose your dressing room, that is the result. And you have to respect people like Andrew Ayew. He's the monument, the father.
I hear you. Mamadou, I hear you. I just want to give Pentua a final opportunity. Pentua, is there such a thing as untouchable players in the Black Star squad who shouldn't have been touched that were touched?
I don't think so, but there are new ones. And Mamadou is 100% right when he talked about Otuado's handling of the squad and why many believe he lost the dressing room. I'll just give you a quick example to demonstrate something that happened during the AFCON qualifier. So when Otto came the second time, it was right after the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. He had a meeting with Matchday where he told him he wasn't going to be part of his plans going forward. So that was respectful, and that was the right thing to do. Communicate with the player directly, which he did. Andrew Ayew was captain at the time. The deputy captain was Thomas Partey. The third captain was Mickey Dofori. The first squad obviously doesn't call Thomas Partey. He had injury issues. And then, obviously, the likes of Jordan Ayew, all of them were still in the team. And this is what Otto did. Otto doesn't tell Thomas Partey that he's changing the captaincy. And then he goes ahead and he hands the captain to Kudus Mohammed. Now, Kudus Mohammed wasn't told by Otto that he wanted to give him the captaincy. That's one. But Kudus wasn't and didn't want to take the captaincy. And then Jordan Ayew, who was also a very senior player in the squad, was also really upset that he was bypassed with the captaincy and then given to Kudus Mohammed. Now, the next man, and the first time Otto or anybody at the FA and the journalists and the Ghanaian people hear about Kudus being captain was pre-match press conference. So no consultation. But when you come to Ghana, and Mamadou is right, there is nuance around these things. Captaincy, all this stuff. You need to consult and talk to people. And guess what happened? Right after that game, Kudus captained just one match. And after that, he took the captaincy from him and gave it to Jordan Ayew, who is now Ghana captain. So when you do that, you completely ruin the atmosphere in the squad. And this is what Mamadou says, that, in Germany, this may be okay. Nobody should complain about captaincy being taken from them without being talked to or without being spoken to. But in Africa, these things matter. And that's one aspect where he failed, in my opinion, his player relationship and the way he even interacted with the media. Because there was one point he told the Ghanaian media that he doesn't listen to us, He only listens to people like Jürgen Klopp and Edin Terzic at Dortmund. They are the ones he's worked with. And we say, okay, no problem. We have no sense. Okay, do what do you? Yeah. So, and those are some of the personal relationship needed a lot of work, but it was very dramatic. I'll be honest.
I hear you, Ventura, and I've run out of time. You've given us great insight. Hopefully, the ship can be stabilized by the time that the World Cup comes around. We'll be keeping a close eye, and if you get the scoop on who the new coach will be, please make sure you join us on Soccer Africa to tell us, right?
Absolutely, Thomas. It was a pleasure to be with you guys.
Thank you very much. And yeah, we're going to go to a quick break. One of the things, though, that, and I'm going to say I respect Otto Addo for this, is that he didn't take a pop game. You know, those last 4 games that he took, he lost all 4 of them, but it's against Korea, Japan, it's against Austria, and it's against Germany. I mean, you could have taken games against, Central African Republic and just said, no, I'm warming up like this. But he had serious games, lost serious games, 4 in a row. They said, there's the door. We'll be talking more about what's happening on the continent, especially when it comes to what's happening at the Confederation of African Football, where the Secretary General has changed. Stay with us on Soccer Africa. Former Secretary General of the Confederation of African Football, he stepped aside in the dramatic week that has just taken place. And TK, man on the ground, journalist, lots of rumors. It was thrown out there that it's because of Senegal and Morocco. It's because there was no WAFCON that Veron was pushed out. Is that the real reason?
Personally, I think Veron realized that his age no longer allows him to continue being the Secretary General of CAF, simply because already some nations were saying that the decisions that he is taking are illegal because he is no longer
permitted to be the SG.
Absolutely.
Because the regulations say the mandatory age to step aside is 63. Veron, already at 66,
correct,
was still in the seat.
Absolutely.
And when you use the word mandatory means there's no option. You have to leave at age 63.
Correct.
You've got an extension for 3 years.
3 years.
1 term of 3 years.
Yeah.
1 term of 3 years, and it expired.
Yeah.
And now he felt that he just cannot go on because, as I said already, I think it was Mauritius' FA president who said he is now acting illegally. Whatever decision he takes can be challenged in a court of law or even at the court of arbitration. And so he felt that rather than put CAF into disrepute, he rather step aside.
What happens with Veron now?
So the news is that he's going to stand to be the president of FECAFOOT, DR Congo, FA.
DRC hasn't had a president of their association since 2020.
They currently have a normalization committee.
2021 is the last time they had a president in the DRC.
They're going for elections very soon. And the talk is he's going to put his hand up to become the next president of DRC football. He was apparently at that game when DRC played in Mexico. And I think it could be a positive thing because he's riding on a wave. DRC football is going through a good phase. With his experience from CAF and FIFA, I think he can take DRC football to higher levels.
Ashley, what do CAF do now for an SG?
They have the interim one.
Interim?
They do have an interim, Samson, who is there now. And I think for me, he is a good choice based on his age and also the experience that he has around CAF. He could be a great person to stay in. However, it would be nice to also see a woman SG in the place because there's so many women that have got the qualifications to lead at CAF in that position.
Why would the sex of the SG be important for you? Why do you feel woman versus man versus qualification? Samson Adamu has been with CAF for a very long time, headed up competitions, comes from a family of great administrators. His father, Amos Adamu, FIFA executive member, CAF executive member. You're now throwing something else in there, had to say, consider a woman. Why?
Because now we're talking, including women in leadership roles. SG is a very good position, especially when it comes to women's football, when we are still in a position of progressing, in a position whereby we're having a tournament being postponed. If a woman who understands the pressure and the challenge of building a brand is in that position, maybe she might even fight harder. in terms of leadership, we lack leadership positions for women at such great positions. And I feel like it's time. And I do applaud Mr. Samson. He's a great guy, very experienced, highly academic. And I think in the interim, he's the best. But if they do throw in names, I hope we'll see women that are able to go in and step up and do this job, because we do need that leadership role at a high level in CAF.
Like Safa has Lydia Monipao.
Exactly,
She's doing a great job.
100%. She's really doing massive stuff there.
Brilliant.
Mamadou, the president of CAF, Dr.
Veron was asked by the president of DRC to join DRC as the Minister of Sport a couple of years ago. Veron said, no, I will serve CAF, I will serve President Motsepe, which he did extremely well. It's very seldom a head of state of a country will call you to say, come, be my Minister of Sport, and you show your commitment, dedication to CAF. I think for me, this is a great stuff. Now again, it's President Tshisekedi calling him again, saying that with all the experience you have at CAF FIFA in the world of football, come and lead DRC football. Come be a candidate, which he agreed to, which is another good thing. Now, coming to the Adamu, President Motsepe was very clear. He said that my vice president will be in charge of selecting the next CAF General Secretary. He said the process had changed. It's no longer where the CAF president will decide, it's you. Everybody will bring in his CV. They will cut it down to 5, and the vice president will choose, and the executive committee will decide. Now, he encouraged Adamu Samson to submit his CV. But I am joining Ashley. I think it's time. It's about time. Since Motsepe took over CAF, he developed women football like nobody ever did. I think it will be the right thing to have a woman general secretary. It's the extra of woman. And you like it or not, me personally, when it comes to ethical, honesty, integrity in Africa, I think women come number 2, men come number, women come number 1, men come number 2. Then, for me, having a woman will be the best thing that could happen to African women, African football, and it will help us also develop women football and develop football in general. And women are trusted.
Mamadou, I'm going to stay with you. I hear your views on that. 28 teams at the next Africa Cup of Nations. As part of this meeting that was taking place, that announcement made. 28 teams up from 24.
It's a great thing. But when you talk of AFCON, AFCON starts with 54 countries. Some are left along the road. But today, all 54 countries are paying the knockout phases. And we are talking of celebration of African football. And if Motsepe stays for many more years, from 28, we will add 4 more. Because at the end of the day,
we'll have a 54-team AFCON.
We want the whole Africa to meet other dans Yumba, other dans Coupé de Calais, Kwasa, all kinds. That's the beauty of African football. It's a celebration of Africa, and I think football is leading the way to unite Africa.
Absolutely. Mamadou, I have to cut you off. I've run out of time on that one. We look forward to the next Cup of Nations, 28 teams up from 24. I need to move to another story very quickly. Senegal. Hey!
Yeah.
The trophy, Senegal took it on tour, man. They took it to France.
Yeah.
They had it back home against Gambia. The Africa Cup of Nations trophy was paraded. Here is some visuals from that parade.
Mamadou just mentioned that the name engraved on that trophy reads Senegal. And that's what they did. And we had, and I'm glad that Mamadou is Senegal, and he will be talking to the coach, to Sadio Mane, and to some of the, because they still believe that they are champions. They are champions, and I think they reminded the world here that the trophy belongs to them until Kes makes a ruling.
That belief is strong, because listen to what Edouard Mendy had to say as he walked around the stadium with the trophy. The trophy parade was also a place where Senegal showed the new jersey, and on that new jersey, 2 stars. 2 stars.
Second star.
2021, 2025, 2 stars. They're not even waiting for cash. They're saying, our trophy, 2 stars. This is the situation. What you going to do? Let's hear what Edouard Mendy had to say.
How can I not feel African champion? I won it on the field. With my teammates, with my brothers. We won it on the pitch. How can we not feel champions? And everybody sees us as the champions. That's the most important, The rest is comedy. I don't focus. I don't mind. They can do whatever they want. I know what I did in February in Morocco, my friend.
Thank you very much.
You know what I love the most?
Serious guy.
You know what I love the most? Senegal has held their ground. They are not letting anybody, they're not allowing the news to destroy their energy. They are the African champions. They believe so. We saw it. No one is taking it from them.
That's why they put the second star.
Listen.
Just to stamp it, to say.
And the trophy is not lowered somewhere at the president's office. They are parading it. Just reminding the world that you heard what Mendy said. I know what I did in February in Morocco.
He saved the Paneng.
We need to invite, we should invite them here so we can also parade it here.
Who told you whose name is engraved there?
Yeah.
Don't forget that. It's already engraved.
I mean, engravers can be called again. Quick break. After the break, we'll be joined by one of the great names in Zimbabwean football. Ezra Mnyandora joins us for a quick chat as to what's going on in his home country right now with a great competition taking place. Stay with us to find out what he has to say. Let's get straight out to Harare. Ezra Mnyandora, the holding midfielder, a man who did the job for Zimbabwe, is a part of the CAF ambassadors for the launch which took place today of the CAF schools competition. And what you can tell us, Ezra, about the competition. Your country is hosting it. What does it bring, the excitement, and your role as an ambassador?
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. It's a great honor, Choma. An ambassador. And from the parliament, one of the that we are looking for. Yeah, just for these youngsters. And also
audio.
Unfortunately, Ezra, I'm not hearing you right now. We're going to try and get you on a better line, but for now, you are just breaking up badly. We're looking at the visuals, though, the African Schools Football Championship Finals in Zimbabwe. I know you guys have been following it. Yeah. Ezra is one of those that was part of the draw earlier on today. What's the purpose of this? I mean, and I know, Ashley, you've been keeping a close eye. What is the purpose of the schools competition? Why is it so important?
Championing development football. In Africa, we really lacked grassroots football and just having players coming in from a younger age. And now, with the CAF president's vision, in order for us to grow as a continent, we need to ensure that we have a good foundation. And this is one of the tournaments that I really, really think is going to ensure that we get into that step. And what I love the most about this one, I was just telling you now on the break, is that the person who led this tournament is Sarah Makuna, a lady who has ensured that this tournament is running. And on top of this tournament, she's also led the workshops for the safeguarding, which is just making more and more strides, and why I keep saying women are able to lead women's football.
All the best to CAF, all the best to Zimbabwe in hosting the schools competition. We can't wait for it to be a success. Ezra, are you back?
I'm here, Tom. I hope you.
I'm hoping we can hear you better now. What can we expect out of Zimbabwe hosting the schools competition? What are you looking forward to seeing?
I think for their currently. And second,
Ezra, unfortunately, we've got no way to be able to hear you. Sorry, we're going to have to let it go now because the audio just coming out of Harare is not working for us right now. Ashley has been giving me the look the whole show. I have to come to Ashley, otherwise I'm not going to be able to leave the studio in one piece. Ashley, big news in South African football when it comes to women's football. What happened?
Man, you know what? International Women's Month was the hardest one for women's football. Like, there's nothing that was right for us in women's football this month, including the story that came out of the Congo-Brazzaville president and using the $500,000 money that was made for the women's team that led them not even playing the qualifiers for Malawi, right? And then Kaizer Chiefs just decided, we will end the month very well for you. They're launching their women's team. Finally, the Giants of Africa have finally launched the women's team, which is a great initiative, mainly because Kaizer Chiefs has got over 40 million fans, the men's team. 40 million eyes on their club. Imagine what that does for women's football. Imagine the number of eyes. Imagine what that does to marketing. Imagine what that does to just sponsorship around. And what it was even great, because I was there at the launch, what was even great is they came in. They're going to be playing Sasso League. That is the lower league in the South African women's division, right? But they come in with a sponsor, a logistics sponsor. One of the main financial challenges that women's football has is logistics, moving around, and they come in with that sponsor. They have a kid sponsor already, which is Kappa. I love what they're just doing. This is a great step for women's football, and I'm really proud of the Kaizer Chiefs team, and I can't wait to see what the team is going to do around Africa. First of all, what they're going to do in South Africa. And one of the things that Jessica Mutawung had emphasized, that they are looking continental. They're not just looking at winning the Sasso League and going to play Hollywood bets. They have a vision that is to go all the way and play continental football, because now football is progressing. There's so many tournaments around women's football, and they want to be part of all of that. I'm so excited.
Kaizer Chiefs ladies is here, and yes, they may spend a season, maybe 2 seasons in the lower division, sorting things out, then come up to the Super League and see what it is that the Kaizer Chiefs ladies will do. Before I say goodnight, Mamadou Gay has changed his dress code, I can see.
He has joined the club.
Mamadou, you're wearing a Senegal cap.
Welcome to the winning team.
You're wearing a Senegal cap.
Yes, I went to the Senegalese official shop at the Football Federation. This is my shopping bag. You can see is 1 star on the bag.
Odd merchandise.
Some of the merchandise I bought there.
Odd stock.
That's old stock,
Odd
Mama.
stock. Odd merchandise.
Mamadou.
You need to go back when they do the new one.
Old stock, it was on sale.
I asked them, where are the jersey with 2 stars? They told me the jersey are somewhere hidden in the corner. We cannot sell it now.
So they put a knockdown price and sold it to you, Mamadou.
No. No 2-star jersey. Then Senegal also is trying to play it down now. I think that they realize also there is no reason to go into provocation, because in the official shop that is located at the Football Federation, no 2-star jersey.
Thank you, Mamadou.
I think they understand that things must be done properly.
Thank you, Mamadou. We look forward to having you back in our studios here next week, and we'll discuss the number of stars on the things that you bought there. Thank you to Coach Sudesh.
Mamadou, welcome to the Pink Club, eh?
Coach Sudesh, thank you. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, TK. Thank you, Africa. And as I say goodbye, I want to leave you with this big news story as well. We didn't get a chance to talk about, but Eritrea, the little nation of Eritrea, have qualified for the first time in 19 years to get into the group stage for next Africa Cup of Nations qualifying. They're always knocked out in the preliminary stages. Now, they will be in the group stage. Some group will have Eritrea in it, and it hasn't happened for 19 years.
Together with Somalia.
Very happy to see them back in the top qualifying. And TK was saying, hoping they're in Bafana's group, I'm sure. Good night. This is South Africa.